The month of November was... But this week of sales that I'm going to talk about they're okay.
Won't nobody love you the way they should. Won't nobody check up on you, make sure you're good. Won't nobody check those body tremors for your neck.
Hi everyone, my name is Becky Park and I'm a part-time reseller. My YouTube channel is all about my journey as a part-time reseller, and I like to share all of my tips and secrets with you in regards to what's selling well for me, anything that I've learned about the various platforms that I sell on, and I just like to share about my life with you. So if that sounds interesting and you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, definitely make sure that you do. And this video is what I call a what sold video. I like to share with you everything that I sold in the week, as well as where I picked up the item, how much I sold it for, how long I had to hold on to the item, all the details that you need to know to try to figure out if this is the kind of brand that you should be on the lookout for, or if, this is a brand that you could leave behind. Because you heard from me that, it just doesn't sell for very much, and I'm kind of living proof of that. But I think this is really helpful information for resellers to see what's selling for other people and to learn about, what they should be on the lookout for as a result. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about the last 2 days of November. And as a result, I'll share my November numbers with you as well, and share with you how I'm doing with my goal of making $30,000 in profit. I'll share with you whether or not, I'm on track to accomplish that. And then the first 5 days of December as well. It's the week of November 29th through December 5th. So let's start with Monday, November 29th. The first thing to sell on Poshmark was this Patagonia purple printed Corinne, I think that was the style name, sleeveless dress in a size small. That sold for $30. I got it recently and I don't remember where, but my average cost of goods for that thrift trip, consignment store trip, I don't know, was $4.92. And so my profit on that dress was $19.08. I have sold these kind of moisture wicking Patagonia dresses in the past. Usually I have to sit on them for a little bit, but this one actually sold pretty quickly, probably within a week of me listing it. The next thing to sell was this J. Crew navy tweed metallic wool blend pencil skirt in a women's size 12. It was a great size, which is one of the reasons why I picked it up. Again, I don't remember where I got this, but it has been listed for at least a couple months, but it did sell for $25. I think I had around $3 into it, and so made a profit on that skirt of $17. And by the way, when I say profit, I am subtracting, the platform fees as well as my cost of goods. On eBay, I sold this pair of Judy Blue relaxed fit mid-rise jeans in a size 9 or 29. Judy Blue always gives you both like kind of the junior size, which for these pants is size 9, and then also the waist size, which for these pants, again, is 29. They sold for $44.90. That was an offer that I sent out to watchers. It was also promoted at 3%, which means I gave eBay 3% more because they promoted the listing, meaning when people search for Judy Blue jeans, my listing showed up a little bit higher than maybe some other people who had not promoted their listings. I had the buyer pay for shipping. I had $15.99 into those. I picked those up either at a Plato's Closet or a consignment store. And so my profit on those jeans was still $23.29. Judy Blue has become one of my favorite denim brands because it always sells pretty high, like, above that $35, $45 mark. And it always sells pretty quickly. So I'm willing to pay like up to $20 for it. And I still make a pretty good profit on those jeans. And for whatever reason, I find this brand a lot in my area. So I'm glad it's pretty popular here and a brand that's selling well online. On Tuesday, which was November 30th, I only had one sale and it was over on Mercari. It was this pair of Brooks Addiction Walker black leather walking shoes in a size 10W. These sold for $29. I had $5.99 into them from a local thrift store. And so my profit on those was $18.97. There are some Brooks shoes that can sell for so much, like Brooks and New Balance, like some of those walking shoes. These were not the crazy ones, like the ones that sell for, $80, $90, but I was still happy with my profit on those. On December 1st, which was a Wednesday, I just had 3 Poshmark sales. The first one being this Lush, which is a Nordstrom brand, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they sell it at Nordstrom Rack. It was this maroon lace fringe sheath dress in a size small. It reminded me of what flappers would wear. It had a very 20s vibe to it. I thought it would sell much faster than it did, but instead I had it for like a year and a half. So this sold for $17 with discounted shipping. I had 80 cents into that because I did pick it up at a local consignment store when they let me shop by myself in their storage unit, and they just charged me $50 per big black garbage bag. So my cost of goods came out to like 80 cents a piece. So I made a profit on that dress of $10.34. Not really what you're looking for after you hold on to something for a year and a half, but also I'll take it. The next thing to sell was this Cabby Love Carol collection green pea coat in a size small. This sold for $50. I had $10 into it, I believe, from a local consignment store. And so my profit on that pea coat was $30. Cabby is a great bread and butter brand. Obviously, the more substantial the piece, like this was a coat, the more you're going to get for it. But I think I have some other Cabby sales this week too that did really well because it wasn't their basic like tanks or tops or anything like that. The next thing to sell was this new with tags Adidas. I don't know what these words say. Why is my handwriting so bad? Badge at sport. I don't know if any of that is right. Gray crop t-shirt in a size small. I got that for free from a friend at church. And so it sold for $15 with discounted shipping. You know, if anything is selling with discounted shipping, it's because PosherVA sent out an offer for me. I do have a coupon code down in the description below. If you like automated services and not having to do as much, like you don't want to share your own Poshmark closet, you don't want to send out offers to likers, you just want to live your life, PosherVA is the answer. You can save 20% off of your first payment if you use my coupon code Becky Park, and I love the automated life. What can I say? So I made a profit on that top of $9.54 because it was given to me for free. The next day that we'll talk about is Tuesday, which was November 2nd. I had sales on 3 different platforms, and really I only had sales on these 3 platforms the entire week. So over on Poshmark, I sold this Harley Davidson black graphic Illini Andres t-shirt in a size large. Andres being the name of the Harley Davidson store in town. This shirt sold for $15. I had $1 into it because I picked it up at a garage sale, and so I made a profit of $11 on that. Harley Davidson anything typically sells pretty quickly, and even though my goal is to make $20 profit on, you know, the items that I sell, if it's going to be a pretty quick flip, I'm okay with, you know, a smaller profit. So this was a quick flip. I had it listed for maybe a week or 2 before it sold. So, you know, even though it was only an $11 profit, I'm okay with that. The next thing to sell was a Cabby piece. It was this pair of high-rise straight leg jeans in a size 4. These sold for $29. Again, I only had 80 cents into them because they came from that same big bulk buy that I did at the local consignment store. So I made a profit of $22.40. Now, Cabby jeans for me take forever to sell. So even though like you can make a decent amount on them, like $22.40 of profit, that's my sweet spot, right? But I had those listed for a pretty long time, so don't love that. On eBay, I sold this new in the packaging Lacrosse, that was the brand name, K Combo 4IT wireless weather station. There's all these other numbers and things, but it was like a thermometer. I don't really understand what it is. At first, I thought it was kind of like, what do we have? We have that like digital thermometer thing where you can hook it up to your phone and, you know, all that sort of thing. But I don't know if this is exactly that. I found it at a local thrift store and it was priced at $1.99. It was new in the box. There were some like pretty decent comps on it on eBay, but not a lot that had sold, not a lot listed. I just took a chance on it. I think it sold within a couple days of it being listed for $35. I had the buyer pay for shipping. I made a profit of $27.84 on that. This was an example of a hard good that went pretty well for me. I stink at hard goods, but this was not a bad one. On Mercari, I sold this pair of Kamik, and you know, I always talk about how I don't know how to say this brand name. And so one of you sent me a clip on Instagram, you DM'd it to me, of 2 people from an indigenous people group who, like, you know, this word originates from, saying it. I'm going to put that video here.
And finally, kamik. These are traditional Inuit boots that are made out of seal or caribou skin. It's very good for cold weather and it's waterproof.
I was so excited. So I believe it's Kamik, and it was this pair of Snowbug black and pink faux fur lined snow boots in a size youth 8. These sold for $19. I hit $3.99 into them, so I made a profit of $12.26. Again, I'm looking to make more than that per transaction, but because I knew that these would sell pretty quickly given the season that we're in, and because it's a good brand, I just went ahead and picked them up, and I'm happy with it. The next thing to sell was this Lululemon Breeze Easy Wrap cardigan sweater with a dolman sleeve in a size medium large. That sold for $50. I did have someone reach out to me, and again, it was a viewer, and I'm so sorry, I did not write your name down, but I'll put it here. I think she had the same coupon that I did. Mercari was running this incentive for sellers to list, because I think if you listed a certain number of items, they gave you a $20 coupon off of a $50 item. So the item had to be priced at least $50, and then they'd give you an automatic $20 off. I know it gave me a little kick in the butt to list. And so she reached out to me and she was like, is there any way you could drop the price of this to $50 with free shipping? I think I had it priced at that point around like $55 or something. So I was like, that's fine. And then she let me know that she was a viewer. So yeah, it was a totally reasonable offer and request. I edited the listing so that it was $50 with me covering shipping. Shipping was only $5.72 for this item anyway, and I got this item at the bins in Indianapolis, so I only had $1.66 into them, so I made a profit of $35.87. I don't find a lot of Lululemon, but when I do find it, this is the kind of stuff that I like to find, because I feel like their tank tops, nobody really cares about anymore. Their leggings, if they're not like the perfect high rise, like Wonder Under, like if they're not the perfect legging, no one cares about them. But these sweater type things, yes, please. On Friday, which was December 3rd, I again had sales on all 3 platforms. Thank you, List Perfectly. If you need a good cross-listing software, I highly recommend List Perfectly. I will put my coupon code right here. It's just Becky Park, and you save 30% off of your first month, which is great, a great way to save some money. But the first thing to sell on Poshmark was this Anthropologie little yellow button long sleeve top in like this really pretty green color in a size extra small. I purchased that for myself. I don't remember on which reselling platform. I wore it a couple of times. It's just not something that I was reaching for a ton, so I went ahead and listed it. It sold for $15 with discounted shipping. Thank you, PosherVA. So I made a profit of $9.54. Not as much as what I paid for it, but I made some of my money back, which is cool. On eBay, oh my goodness, I was so happy to sell this. It was this Juicy Couture black full zip reversible hoodie. And so one side, it was just like, it looked like a regular, zip up hoodie, but then you like pulled it inside out and there was basically like a rabbit fur vest trim. So it looked like you were wearing a vest over a sweater. I don't know. It was a thing. This sold for $59.90. That was an offer that I sent out to watchers. It was promoted at 3%. I had the buyer pay for shipping. I had $1.81 into this. I did get it at a local consignment store when they were running this really great sale. And I just remember hearing from someone's YouTube channel or on Instagram somewhere that these Juicy Couture like track jackets were back. I remember when they were all the rage in the 90s. Maybe it was like early 2000s. I don't remember. But I can't believe that they made some sort of comeback. So when I saw this and knew that I could get it for dirt cheap, I went ahead and picked it up. The issue is I listed it pretty high because of the fact that they're selling for pretty high and they're listed for pretty high. Comps are pretty good on them, or they were when I listed it. And I just kept getting $25 offers, $30 offers, and I kept countering. No one would ever come up. But finally, I, let go of it for $60. And I'm really happy because I made a profit of $47.15 on that Juicy Couture hoodie. Crazy. The next thing to sell on eBay was this Anthropologie moth floral cutout long sleeve sweater hoodie in a size large. This one did not do as well as that Juicy Couture top, but it sold for $19.90. Again, that was an offer that I sent out to watchers. That was promoted at 3%. So was the Juicy Couture top. That was promoted at 3% as well. I had about $4 into that, so I made a profit of $12.21. This is a great example of the kind of Anthropologie that you should just be leaving behind, but I just picked it up and, made a little bit of money off of it. The next thing to sell was this pair of Vans off the wall, pro classic, camo print high top sneakers. They were like professional skate shoes or something, it said, in a women's size 6, men's size 4.5. These sold for $24.90. That was the offer that I sent out to watchers. That was also promoted at 3%. The buyer paid for shipping. I had $5.65 into those from a local garage sale. That was my average cost of goods for that garage sale. So I made a profit of $13.91. Those were listed for like a few months. I probably got them listed over the summer. So I'm kind of bummed that they took so long to sell and didn't really bring in the biggest profit, but still really happy to make money on them. The next thing to sell was this pair of Crocs. They were just brown slip-on flats in a size 8. They sold for $15 with the buyer paying for shipping. I had $4.29 into them. Those were actually a part of a $50 thrift challenge that I did with a bunch of resellers that I will link right here. That particular pair of shoes, I did not get listed in time. I didn't even realize until I was, going back and rewatching the haul to see which of my items had sold. That's when I realized, oh my gosh, I don't even have those listed. Where are they? And I realized I had not photographed them nor listed them. So, I did get them listed, obviously, because they sold. And they sold pretty quick. They sold, within a week and a half of me listing them. So moral of the story is make sure that before you put things away that you actually have them listed. So I made a profit of $8.69 on those, after it would have counted towards my total to see if I made the biggest profit on that $50 thrift haul. Anyway, moving on to Mercari, I had a couple sales. The first thing to sell was this vintage Tommy Bahama brown 100% Tencel long sleeve button down shirt in a size extra large. This sold for $28 on Mercari, I think 2 days after I listed it. And I thought I was going to have to sit on this forever, but it sold so fast. I had $2.99 into it. That's something that I got in my bulk men's 100-pound threaded rescue box. So I made a profit of $21.10 on that top. The next thing to sell on Mercari was this Stussy black vintage graphic sweatshirt in a size extra small. I picked this up at Plato's Closet. So my average cost of goods for that trip was $5.14, and I sold it for $30 on Mercari. So my profit was $20.69. I kept debating on whether or not I should keep that for myself, but I have too much clothes. I need to do an extreme Marie Kondo because it's too much. I have too much clothes. I did not need this. I was not going to wear it enough to justify keeping it. So I sold it, and I'm glad I did because I made some good money on that. The next day of sales that we'll talk about is Saturday, which was December 4th. I again had one Poshmark sale, and it was this Abercrombie & Fitch blue and red plaid button-up shirt in a size small for men. That sold for $15. I think my brother gave that to me for free, so I had a profit of $12 on that top. I hate button-up, button-down shirts, so I just always do a little happy dance when one sells, and I can get it out of my house. Speaking of things that I hate to sell, on eBay, I sold this pair of Banana Republic, the Logan Fit blue wool blend dress pants for women in a size 4 long. I hate dress pants. I hate them so much. These sold for $15. They were promoted at 3%. The buyer paid for shipping. I had 80 cents into those because they came from that big bulk buy at the local consignment store. These had actually gone to ThredUp, did not sell over there, so they came back to me, which is why here we are a year and a half after I purchased the item, at that consignment store, selling them for $15 and making a profit of $13.21. The next thing to sell was this White House Black Market open front waterfall cardigan in a size extra small. Another item that I've had forever. I did get this for free from a friend at church. This sold for $19.90. That was an offer that I sent out to watchers with the buyer paying for shipping, and I made a profit of $18.10. Next, we have this pair of Asics indoor track cleats for women in a size 9. Those sold for $15.29. I believe I was running a sale, a 15% off sale, and that was the price that it had dropped to, and someone just bought it outright. I had $1.80 into those. They came from the same bulk buy at that local consignment store. So I've had these listed for a year and a half. So I made a profit of $13.32. And what that has taught me is I don't like selling sports shoes. I don't like selling, cleats specific for track and field or for soccer because they take a really long time to sell and they don't sell for a whole lot. So I think I'll be leaving those kinds of shoes behind from now on. On Mercari, I sold this Fila navy blue and yellow quarter zip mock neck pullover in a size large for men. That sold for $16 and also came in my men's 100-pound threaded rescue box, so I made a profit of $10.65. Finally, we'll talk about Sunday, which was December 5th. On Poshmark, I sold this pair of SAS, which stands for San Antonio shoes, tripod comfort leather lace-up shoes in a size 7.5 in like kind of this ivory color. They sold for $34 with discounted shipping. Thank you, PosherVA. I had about $4 into them, so I made a profit of $20.74. SAS shoes will sell, and they will sell for a decent amount. They will take forever. They will take forever to sell, like a year sometimes. I don't know how long I've had these, but it feels like at least half a year. And then I felt bad because the person who bought them, you know, she left me a love note and 5 stars, and she said, they're so cute, but unfortunately they're too small, so I have to reposh. But I'm really thankful that she didn't like dock me any stars because of the fact that they didn't fit her. Sorry, my phone ran out of space. But yeah, so not that it matters if you get anything less than a 5-star rating, because you still get paid, and that's really all that matters anyway, because other buyers can't even see any of your ratings that are under 5 stars. They can only see your love notes. So it's silly to throw a fuss over it. But I also get that it does feel bad when buyers leave you less than perfect ratings for things that are out of your control, you know? The next thing to sell was this Pendleton gray Shetland wool crew neck sweater in a size large for men. This also came to me in my men's threaded rescue box. This was one of the pieces that I was excited about. One of the very few pieces, because those were also rough boxes. I've just been getting rough boxes from thredUP lately. If you haven't checked out my 100-pound bulk mixed clothing box from thredUP, I'll post the second video here because it's a little bit better than the first. They're both rough though. But anyway, this sold for $59. I had $2.99 into it because that was my average cost of goods for that entire box. And so my profit was $44.21. I have sold Pendleton in the past and kind of been burned by it. Like a lot of times it just didn't sell for me the way that I thought it would. But this, on the other hand, did really well. So I was very pleased. And then I ended the week with 2 pretty great eBay sales. The first one being this Galvin Green black Packlight shell Gore-Tex pullover. It had an embroidered, not really embroidered patch, but like it had a logo for Turnberry Golf Course, which I believe is in Scotland or Sweden or one of those S countries. I don't know. This sold for $79.90. That was an offer that I had sent out to watchers. It was promoted at 3%. I had $1.27 into it because I got it at the Goodwill bins in Indianapolis the last time that I went. So my profit on that was $65.66. When I found this at the bins, I knew absolutely nothing about most of the things that were listed on this jacket. I didn't know who Galvin Green was. I didn't know if Turnberry Golf was a good golf course or anything like that. What I knew was that it was made of Gore-Tex, and I know that Gore-Tex is worth a lot of money, so I got it. And that thing was listed for like, I want to say 5-6 days. It was not listed for a very long time at all. The next thing to sell was this new with tags Lily Pulitzer UPF 50 Plus Lux Light Merrill Nylon Tay Skort in a size large. This sold for $64. This is actually an item that I went back and forth with a buyer on. Like we just kept countering. She started really low, like offensively low, but I don't decline offers. I counter until you can counter no more, and only then will I decline. But yeah, we finally landed on 64. It was promoted at 3%. I purchased it at a garage sale, and I think I did pay up for this. I think I paid like $10 for it, but my average cost of goods for that garage sale was $5.65. And so my profit on that was $48.44. I could have maybe held out and gotten a little bit more for it. Like there were some comps as high as $100, but there were also comps as low as $50. So I'm definitely within the comp range. I just didn't feel like holding out anymore. I had gotten so many offers on it. It had so many likers and so many watchers, but like all those things don't matter. Like you just have to make the sale. So I was like, you know what? It's still a great profit. I'm just going to go ahead and take it. So let's go over my numbers for the week, and then we'll talk about the month of November. So on Poshmark, I sold 11 items for a gross sales amount of $304. Once you factor in Poshmark's 20% fees and some of the discounted shipping that I offered, that total drops to $233.36. I had $27.51 as my cost of goods, and so my net profit, the amount that made its way into my bank account, was $205.85. On eBay, I also sold sold 11 items, but for more because my gross sales amount was $393.69. Once you factor in shipping and eBay fees, that total drops to $335.07. I had $43.25 as my cost of goods, and so my net profit on eBay was almost $100 more than Poshmark. It was $291.82. On Mercari, I sold 6 items for a gross sales amount of $172. Once you factor in Mercari's fees, that total drops to $142.30. I had $22.76 as my cost of goods, and so my net profit on Mercari was $119.54. Those were the only 3 platforms that I sold on. So in total, I sold 28 items for a gross sales amount of $869.69. Once you factor in all of the shipping discounts and platform fees, that total drops to $710.73. My cost of goods for all those items was $93.52. And so my total net profit for that week was $617.21. That's a little lower than my weekly goal. My weekly goal is $650, but let's talk about the month. So my monthly goal is to make $2,500. That's why my weekly goal is to make $650 a month. That being said, in the month of November, I made $4,476.95 in net profit. That's the amount that made its way into my bank account after you factor in cost of goods, after you factor in platform fees. That's what I actually earned. Now for the year, the goal that I made for myself at the end of year 2020 was to make a net profit. So again, to actually put into my bank account $30,000. Year to date, I have made a net profit of $31,322.80 as a part-time reseller, which I'm really super duper proud of. It's like a little over 4% of my year-to-date goal. So that means everything that I make in December is just icing on the cake, which is great because December is going horribly, like just horribly. And it's because I have just basically completely stopped listing. I've just gotten so busy. And because I kind of lost my groove, it is so hard to get back into it. I don't know what it is, but I just have not been listing and it's awful. But you know, that's okay because December for me really is all about spending time with my family, getting ready for the holidays. You know, my parents are coming to visit from Seattle and it's great because I really only get to see them twice a year when they come here and when we go there in the summer. And so I'm gonna try to plan on not really doing a whole lot with reselling. I've also been spending a lot more time creating YouTube content because of the fact that I'm trying to do Vlogmas. I'm not really doing it very well because I'm skipping days here and there, but just doing my best to get up entertaining content for you guys, and hopefully you're enjoying it. If you are, do me a favor and hit that like button, and that way hopefully this video is seen by more people on YouTube, and hopefully my channel gets discovered a little bit more as well. I'm like scarily close to 25,000 subscribers. Like what? It's crazy. It's amazing. So thank you all for being just such a wonderful community. I love you all. I hope you're having great sales and thanks for hanging out. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.